The trafficking of humans is identified as modern-day slavery because it robs the victims of free will and dignity. Sex trafficking is defined as a commercial sex act which is induced by force, fraud, or coercion. This form of organized crime violates the rights of vulnerable individuals in society. The demographic for commercial sex buyers tends to be middle-aged men that are employed and often married with kids. Victims of trafficking are often in marginalized populations such as minors, undocumented immigrants, and women. When law enforcement becomes involved, often women are arrested for prostituting while buyers are given a fine or let off easy by having the opportunity to take a course to remove the charges off their record. Solving trafficking will require a combination of measures that address the structural causes behind trafficking, inflict higher penalties on perpetrators, and offer alternative options to women pushed into the industry. Steps towards supporting victims to break out of systematic curses will go a long way. Human trafficking is an issue requiring legislative, political, social, and policing actions. Many don't know central Minnesota is a hotspot for sex trafficking. It is hard to believe such explicit and organized crimes happen so close to home. It is an uncomfortable topic to touch on. That is why it is often ignored or left on the back burner. Minnesotans must change the view of victims of trafficking to be able to solve the social problem. Providing a service that assists survivors in finding a job placement and housing will decrease the number of vulnerable individuals because they will have an opportunity to become self-sufficient. This will also remove the economic abuse to isolate and control used by sex traffickers. Human trafficking generates large illegal profits, which combined with the perceived low risk of arrest and prosecution help to fuel trafficking. Labor organizations estimate that traffickers make more than $150 billion in profits annually. That amounts to a greater daily profit than the global community spends to combat trafficking over the course of an entire year. If more money is provided to secure resources, the funding used to buy and sell people will be reallocated to support other areas of the economy. Social costs of sex trafficking include the public health of the wider society because women and children trafficked for the purpose of sexual exploitation are at higher risk for sexually transmitted infections. Buyers can be deterred from participating in the trade if it is demonstrated that there is a real risk that they will be caught, as well as the ideology that the practice is unacceptable in a community. Minnesota police say individuals can help by being aware of what is happening in their surroundings and reporting suspicious behavior in places where sex trafficking could be happening. These places include hotels, truck stops, casinos, or the street. Sex trafficking is an ugly industry whose victims are manipulated through force, fraud, or coercion.